This is the oil pump I'm going to install, but before installation it needs to be cleaned, washed and everything. If you can see, there's so much junk in this mesh, the input channel, or this is where it sucks the oil, and this is where it feeds to the engine block and to the cam and crank shaft, and this is the place where distributor shaft connect the square a bit kind of, which returns this and rotate the internal gears which produce oil pressure, and this is it gets cleaned from the oil filter. So that's it. Let me flip this over and see. I'm going to open it, and I believe I need to open it all the way to the pieces so I can wash it. I'm going to use this purple wash to clean the parts. I hope it will work, but don't know. But this is the cheapest solution I can find from Walmart for $11. There's a 5-gallon bucket also for this, but I don't want to waste too much if I don't know how to wash. First I will wash. I think I can clean all the dirt manually with the hand, and then make sure as much as dirt I can remove from it first, and then I will wash it so it will make a less mess. That's all. And once it's installed, then I think I can proceed to put some oil pan and the valve, the head on the block. That's how I will proceed. So first this needs to go in on the block. It has this gasket. This one came out like this. So I need to remember how it came out. So it came out like this. This one goes like this. Okay. All right. And this is the pressure valve, regulator, I believe, pressure relief valve. So I'm going need that one too. I don't know. I have to watch another YouTube video just to see how it's gonna come out. But the one I saw, it has 2 gear, and this one is not that one. This is different. So guys, that's how it is. And I can see a shaft from here, and it's a yucky kind of oil is coming out mixed with, looks like coolant. Alright, I think I need to wash and find out how to repair this one and what is the purpose. I think this is some kind of plunger, and underneath there should be a spring. This is to release pressure somehow when it's increased or something, so to regulate the pressure, oil pressure. That's my assumption. This is how it is. I'm going to continue. I'm going to remove these gaskets out of it just to make sure I can find the right one. I hope I have it. Alright, I'm going to wash it and then try to unassemble more. Alright, this is how I'm cleaning my parts. These are all parts now that will be installed on the block. I'm using this purple power solvent degreaser. It says it's a cleaner degreaser, industrial strength, concentrated. This means it's diluted to the need. I have a 5-gallon bucket. I thought I'm going to use this, but it's good for the seating area, sitting on the 5-gallon bucket. And buy this $1.50, I think less than $2 or $1, this bin, plastic bin from Walmart, and I just put it all my parts, the oil pump parts inside, and I'm actually washing it. So there was one gear. I was wondering like how it's going to come out. It came out without any problem, and it's washed clean. There's one thing I'm still waiting something to happen to this sphere shaped ball. I think it's a ball or maybe something, I'm not sure. So I still have to, I have a couple of Ford tractor manuals for service and for overhaul parts, so I will look at it. This kind of pump Now I don't see anything written except it says 21 right here. It says USA and it says 2103 21. I don't know. I'll look at it. I'm good in googling. So I will check this out, and this is the last thing I see. It's a part, and unless it's pressed fit or something, I'm expecting a regulator or some kind of like pressure relief valve is spring loaded, so that should be it. But I'm gonna keep wiggling it. You need to agitate this solution. I think that will help degreasing the parts and cleaning it. So I'm using this toothbrush, so I'll be out of toothbrush for a while. I know, I'm just kidding. Alright, so I'll keep continuing, and that's about it. This is a kitty litter, Tidy Cats brand, I think. I found this is very useful when you are doing work, oily work in your garage, and you want to keep it clean. If it somehow is going to drip sometime, and sometime you're going to step your shoes on the oil, and then you need to walk back inside your home for some reason. So sometimes it's very difficult to take off your shoes and everything and keep wiping everything. So I think whenever I want, what I found out is very useful if I want to go back home inside for some reason, but I just don't want to take all those oily steps. I just dab on this one, make sure it's dry. Any oil is basically either absorbed or dirt will stick to the shoe. Then I will walk away and I will say blah, 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 and it's clean. All oil pump parts were soaked in the purple solvent overnight, and now today I'm washing it with simple water, and then I'm gonna quickly wipe it before it gets dry, and then oil it, so prevent any rust. That's the plan. Once it's assembled again, I'm not going to assemble actually. The reason is I still need to remove the pressure relief valve. It's stuck. Even I soaked it overnight, it did not come out, so I'm going to get it loose, remove I can see the spring, and the way you can see the spring is if you see a little bit right here. So there is a piece of spring you can see right here, and a cylinder. So left side is a system that was pressed on with a plate and a bolt right here, and this needs to come out easily, but looks like it's jammed. So I'm going to use some cleaner, brake cleaner or something to get this debris out, which is actually made it stuck. So that's a plan. And then once I think I need to clean it again. Once it's clean, I'll assemble it, put the gaskets, and put it on. Alright, bye. My project is now slowed down because of this oil pump. Everything I washed and cleaned, so they are gunk free and oil free, and if you see it, I actually put the oil back after washing it, so not to prevent the rust. However, I have actually made an attempt to remove this pressure relief valve
plunger, and I'm not able to remove it. I heated up this the outer body of this pump, so anything rusty something, or preventing it to not to get out. If you see this is a square plate. It's a retainer plate, and it was installed to here, so it can prevent it come out. I believe that was the reason. However, I couldn't find any manual or anything for this one. So anyway, that was my assumption. It should come out easily, but it didn't come out. I looked at on YouTube, and one of the video of this similar oil pump shows that this needs to be pushed in and out for some reason. You should unlodge, because there is a O-ring goes around this piston or this circular shaped ball. I'm not sure what it is, but it's like some kind of curvy thing. So I don't see any snap ring which is retaining, because if the plate was there, this plate, so that's supposed to do its work. There's no snap ring, so I'm not sure how to do that. I was able to look at it inside, but I see the spring and plunger, but nothing helps. So I'm going to take it to my machinist and maybe figure out if he can help me to unassemble it. Okay, so other thing is very important. This one, this is like inner rotor and outer rotor. The circular one is the outer one, and the shaft one is the inner rotor. This is to create vacuum from one cavity and push it down to in another cavity. The outer rotor and the pump body, there should be some kind of clearance for thousandth of inch. Some kind of tolerance needs to be, if the tolerance, like a space between the outer rotor and the pump body has more than something, then that pump cannot be reused. And also the same thing apply here between inner and outer body mating surfaces should have some tolerances. If it's more than some a gap, then it cannot be reused. So that's another reason to take it to the machinist, so you can take a look, because this is the heart of the engine and everything I rebuild. And if this pump doesn't work, then everything will go down to the drain. So also you have to look at the surface for scratches, and it's an indication that something hard went inside this pump along with the oil. It can cause a lot of scratches. Also, this outer rotor needs to be checked for scratches. I know there are some scratches, so I have to take it back, but again, it has to be a reasonable tolerances, because this is a tractor, an old tractor. Looks like this pump is kind of a newer design. The older 8N or Jubilee, they had two rotors, gear kind of, and meshing each other. So this one is different, and newer engines I have seen, it has a similar inner and outer rotor. In this, I believe it's called centrifugal some kind of pump, if I'm correct, but this is just my guess. So anyway,
this is an old tractor, and sorry, a lot of mosquitoes are biting me. So this needs to be checked out. I believe it should be reusable, but I'm stuck. I cannot proceed without taking care of this plunger or pressure relief valve inside the pump body. Also, this afternoon today I actually heat it up, so if it's a o-ring, rubber kind of o-ring, then I may have melted it inside, so that needs to be removed and replaced with a newer one if that's the case. So I'm going to check it out, and I'm also going to take a couple of parts tomorrow. The sump pump, oil sump cover, and the side cover with the valves side cover. This is the one. So these two pieces I'm also going to take with me. The rocker arm assembly and the valve cover. These four things I will take it along with the oil pump and get it washed, cleaned, hot dip kind of cleaning. I don't want to unassemble this rocker arm assembly, but I really want to get it washed properly. So I'll see what my machinist suggests. I'm okay with that rocker arm assembly as is. I do have other parts that will come out later, but these needs to be cleared up and oil pump needs to get ready. So everything is just nice, washed and clean right now. Oh yes, I have one more thing. So this is my bathing bathing tub I have, filled with purple power fluid. Inside it is the timing cover is getting rinsed. What I found, I had a very good cleaning before putting into this solution. I washed it, brushed it, removed a lot of dirt, oil, gunk, whatever I can remove with the power hose, and then I put it inside. However, while I was using these tools, me and one of the toothbrush, wash it clean, and then I found one of the holes to where it meets the sump cover. That bolt hole is basically had a crack, very minor crack. I'm not sure it was there or it was my mistake when I was removing it, when I was unassembling the tractor engine. I may have tried to pry it instead of pulling it out straight, so it may have bent and caused a crack in one of the hole. So I will get it checked, and I believe it can be fixed by TIG welding because it's aluminum. So that's one thing. So I'm hoping I can get it repaired. Right now it's dipped in the solution, so tomorrow morning I will remove it, and before taking it to the machinist I will make sure I can take a snapshot or video of the crack just to show you. But this is aluminum cover, and it has a governor assembly, a lever. So if you see this rod, this is coming out of the solution. So I want to get it repaired, the crack, because when governor is in use, it may put some pressure while the engine is running. So I'll take care of that. So that's the plan, and we'll meet tomorrow. Bye. Alright guys, what you are looking at right now is the oil pump. I have almost assembled, washed, clean, is ready to go. what I was told by my machinist, that you cannot take off this ball, which is a pressure relief valve here, because this is like kind of press fit, and the only way you can take it out is to drill a hole and put a bolt and pull it using that bolt. You cannot take it out for some reason. I do not have any manufacturer specs or manual or service manual or something, so I assume that's the way. So I don't want to, and he said it doesn't need to open it, so I'm not going to open it. Anyway, I'll proceed. What I'm trying to do is I was going to assemble it actually, and what I found out, I did not have proper gaskets in the gasket kit. The closest one I was able to find in my gasket kit is this one, green color. These three are old gaskets I removed from the pump before cleaning it, so I saved it just to be sure. However, there are some bits and pieces missing, corners missing, so I have to trace it on a piece of paper. So what I did is I'm going to build my own gasket. I'm not going to use even this one because it has a square hole, and if you see, pump has kind of a diamond shape or triangle opening, which is not like this. So the old one even is like this, but somehow that person, whoever installed it, he actually was doing it like this, and if you see, the upper corner was cut just to make look like this, but this is not even perfect one, even it was working fine. So I'm going to make my own. I did some practice here. I have a punch hole kit. I bought it from Amazon a long time ago, so a lot of investment being done. So now I'm using my tools. I'm kind of a tool junkie, I would say, but now I'm putting these tools in work. I'm using it and I'm happy. So I did this first one as a test one, but I did not properly trace it. I just put it down and did some punch hole and everything. It came out close to what I wanted, but this way, this one is the newer one, a second attempt I'm going to make, and this is the one. This is the gasket paper. I bought it, and the paper I bought it from Amazon. I bought two of them, one the high temperature and this one. So this one is the part number blah blah blah, rubber fiber sheet 26 by 10. So I'm using this one. The thickness of this paper is similar to what I have. Actually mine is little thicker, so but I think I'm okay, and that's what I'm going to use. This one, the thickness of this one and this one is same, so I'm not sure it's going to cause trouble. However, I'm going to use this, going to make the gasket out of this paper, the one I showed you. And what I did is I actually, this whole flange or the face, I actually wipe it with the oil, and I put it in my paper towel, and what I did, I put this pump on top of it and press hard so it will leave imprint on this paper, gasket paper. All I need to do is now cut it and make holes with this punch hole set I have. So this is one of them is done. The second one I have to make, actually two of them I need to make are these one. However, I can make these two individual one, or I can make one single, this square shape, and once I'll install these inlet and outlet, I will put this assemble it and then cut it with a sharp knife. That's one way, so it will be a good fit. Both ways I can do this, but I think I will do whatever is the simplest. But this came out nice. I have exact print, so I have less chances to mess up. I will use a cutting knife, and with the scissor I will cut it outer side, and then use the punch hole. And so in short, I'm making my own gasket. The only concern I have is the thickness of this paper is little thicker than what I have in the old one, and this one we came with the actual gasket kit. Other than that, everything is good. So I'll proceed with this, and anything I find in my gasket kit that doesn't present or missing, I will go ahead and make this. So I have two gasket paper. One is this one, it doesn't say high temperature, but the other one says high temperature, but its thickness is thicker than this one, so that's why I'm using this one. And I doubt this has any problem, so I'll proceed with this. That's all. Bye.